Giannis Antetokounmpo is the reigning MVP of the NBA and is very likely to get the two-time honors once the season resumes. He went from a player that no one could say his name properly to, and then became one of the most dominant forces in all of the NBA currently. But given his dominating presence and ability to overpower players, what do the current NBA crop feel about Giannis? We'll tell you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is without a doubt one of the best in the NBA currently. He made a name for himself when he started out with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and when he went to the Golden State Warriors to team up with Steph Curry and crew, he was finally able to break through and get himself not one, but 2 NBA titles. So his opinion on players definitely matters. KD has had a long history with Giannis, and it started in a very simple and pure way. Back in 2014, he noticed that while prepping for a game against the Bucks, Giannis was watching him and studying him. KD recognized it because he did the same thing when he first came into the league. Later on, KD noted that Giannis could be the best to ever play if he wanted to. He admitted that the Greek freak is a force and that he really could be the best ever, which even Durant admitted was pretty scary to think about. One thing that he really praised Giannis for was his dedication to basketball and getting better. Giannis wasn't always the Greek freak, and his rookie year wasn't the best. But when he put on the muscle, worked on some shots, and became the player we know now, KD respects that and wants him to continue to grow and get even better. These two always light up when they play, and so maybe that's why he has such praise for him. Number 4. John Wall. John Wall is honestly a bit hard to talk about because on one hand, when he's healthy and happy, he's one of the best players in the NBA. He may not have all the playoff stats that critics like. He does play on the Wizards after all, but there's no doubt that he has the talent, as well as the pure shooting ability to make things happen. But he's also a guy who gets injured a lot, and that's where he stands currently, benched because of injuries. But in regards to Giannis Antetokounmpo, he sings another kind of tune, one of praise, especially as he has had to watch Giannis play and see just how incredible he was. During one interview about who would win the 2019 MVP award, he said that while James Harden was my guy, he would pick Giannis because not only did he have the stats, he had the wins. He felt that Giannis was a guy who would not just get all the shots he needed, but make sure his team was getting the W at the end. He also praised Giannis' desire to remain a Buck for life, which is something that many players won't do for one reason or another. Number 3. Draymond Green. A 3-time NBA champion and former Defensive Player of the Year alongside the man known as Draymond Green is known for his passion on the court. Sometimes it gets the better of him, no denying that, but when it comes to giving it your all, Draymond is who you count on, which is why he's one of the most valuable players on the current Warriors roster. Despite all that sometimes troublesome passion, he knows how to call it fairly in terms of player talent. In fact, before Giannis was drafted, he was watching film with the Warriors coach and noted that this kid could really be something. Ironically enough, the friend of that coach was the head of the Bucks and thus drafted him. So clearly they saw the same thing. Draymond's best reaction to Giannis' skills, though, was during a game where he was on the bench and Giannis just dominated the Warriors. He blew them out of the water and Green just sat there with his mouth open thinking, what is going on? Draymond, you just became a meme. Number 2. Kobe Bryant. The late great Kobe Bryant is still someone who many are remembering right now because of the tragic way he died in early 2020. But though he is gone, his feelings about the game are not, and his legacy will endure. Many players like Giannis are going to fight harder to honor and be the next part of the legacy of Kobe Bryant in many ways, despite being on another team. Because Kobe loved basketball and loved to elevate it, just like Giannis. During his farewell year in the NBA, he noted that Giannis had come to work with him, and that he not only showed up 90 minutes early, but as they talked, he pulled out a notepad and just took notes on everything that Kobe was saying. He couldn't believe it, but he praised it because it showed that he was willing to get better. Kobe would note later on during his final game against the Bucks that he knows that Giannis can still improve, and Giannis took that to heart. He was again dominant in the current NBA season before the lockout, and many feel that a refreshed Greek freak will dominate the league when the playoffs start back up. Number 1. LeBron James. We're not gonna lie here, LeBron James is one of the best ever. Whether he's the best ever is a debate for another time. Hint, he's not. And yet, what helps him in that category is that he's not done in terms of his NBA career. Which is good because many people want to see an NBA Finals featuring LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Which is good, because LeBron has a lot of big thoughts on Giannis as well. Like many before him, LeBron couldn't help but note that Giannis is improving with every single year that he is in the NBA. He was also praising the mental strength of Giannis by noting that he didn't let the initial complaints about his game wear him down. This in turn led to him praising the coach of the Bucks as he was there for Giannis and encouraged him when others were trying to bring him down. Now, LeBron praises everything that Giannis is and says his dunking ability is incredibly awesome, which we agree on. Will we get LeBron versus Giannis in the finals though? Only time will tell. And there you have it, a look at Giannis Antetokounmpo and what people think about him around the NBA. Were you surprised by what some of the players had to say about him? Which of these comments did you find the most interesting? Where does Giannis rank on your list of top current NBA players? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time on the channel.